Rob, what is our first main topic today?
Our first main topic today comes from Jack Dries. In 2019, Honey Boy, which is written by one of the film's stars, Shia LaBeouf, released to the public. It was my favorite Amazon original movie at the time of seeing it. I'm incredibly disappointed by LaBeouf, who revealed that the film, which he once claimed was based on his toxic relationship with his father, was exaggerated. Not only does this sully a powerful story, but it feels outright shady, to say the least. Thoughts?
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in. And listen, right around that time, Shia LaBeouf had two key movies come out. One was Honey Boy and one was Peanut Butter Falcon. And in my opinion, I thought they were both outstanding. I loved both those movies. Yep. And Shia LaBeouf showed that whatever else he's got going on in his life, he's a damn good actor. I mean, love or hate him, there's no taking away. The guy's an incredibly talented performer and a great actor. Now, one of the big things, of course, surrounding Honey Boy was, of course, the fact that it was supposedly, while he never called it autobiographical, it was supposedly kind of and he implied a number of times as much, as this is kind of based on my experiences. He went so far as to play his own father in the movie. And again, the movie was fantastic. And now it sounds like maybe it wasn't really so much based on anything in reality. He was just basically on John Bernthal's podcast, talking to John Bernthal, and he revealed a whole bunch of stuff, talked about a whole bunch of stuff. But one of the things was Honey Boy. Now, this report comes to us from Cinema Blend, who write the following. They said this: part of what made Honey Boy such a powerful viewing experience was because of how much Shia LaBeouf put himself in the project. On top of writing the screenplay and embodying one father's seemed like an exercise in both therapy and acting. But it turns out that what we saw on screen wasn't necessarily accurate to what happened at the time. At the time, LaBeouf was a Disney star. LaBeouf said the following: I wrote this narrative, which was just fucking nonsense. My dad was so loving to me my whole life. Fractured, sure. Crooked, sure. Wonky, for sure. But never was not loving. Never was not there. He was always there. And I'd done a world press tour about how fucked he was as a man. That comes to us from Shia LaBeouf. Now, look, Shia LaBeouf has been doing a lot of, I don't know if I want to call it soul searching recently, but he's been like kind of cleaning out his own closets lately and talking about this stuff. And he goes on more talking about, you could clearly tell he was a little bit disappointed in himself for what he had done at that time. How do I feel about it looking back at the movie, and how does it change my perception of the movie? I'm not going to lie to you, it doesn't change my perception of the movie one bit. I go into every movie, even ones that completely say right on the poster, based on a true story. Well, based is a loose term, and influenced by real events is a real loose term. I often tell people, if I want an accurate history lesson, I will watch a documentary. Otherwise, I expect every movie that I go into is taking a lot of liberties. I expect every movie I go into is going to have, to some degree, an element of fiction, if not a whole hell of a lot of fiction into it. I go into a movie to see a good movie, and I judge movies personally based on their own merits. Was it a good movie? Was I engaged by the characters? Did I feel something? Did I experience something? And how did I feel when I walked out of the theater? Honestly, is it a little shady hearing that Shia LaBeouf was kind of passing it off as based on a true story and then now finding out it wasn't? Sure, I guess, but it doesn't really change my personal memory of the movie itself because nothing in the movie has changed. I'm sure a lot of people feel a lot of different ways about it, and all of them probably legitimate, but that's just how I feel about it. Rob, you hear about this, Shia LaBeouf saying, you know what, my dad was actually a really loving guy. What was in the movie is pretty much fiction. How do you feel about that revelation, and does it change the way you look at that movie?
No, Hitchcock, I think, once said that good drama was life with all the dull bits cut out. And I think that in this particular case, all the good stuff that happens, like when your dad's nice to you, what good's that in a movie? What good is that in a narrative? And he wasn't just playing off of his relationship with his father, but he was playing up probably a lot of families, the dynamic of show parents. And he probably knew a lot of people whose parents were like, this was an amalgamation. And I never took it as rote history. It was dramatic. And like you said, based on a true story, loosely based on a true story, inspired by a true story, because the basis of it was true. Shia LaBeouf was an actor and he had a father that he had to deal with, like everybody does, and it was about that relationship. But it's still a good movie. Like, however he went and tub thumped it on the festival route or on the tour that he had to do to promote the film. So what? I mean, the movie is the movie. The movie exists in a vacuum unto itself. Was the film good? Did it move you emotionally? And if so, good movie.
Christian, what do you think?
The Doors was exaggerated. The James Brown movie was exaggerated. Bohemian Rhapsody was exaggerated. They're all exaggerated for sure. The viewer's perception of it, though, is accurate in the fact that, yeah, maybe so, but he was passing off that this is really what went down. And as you said, maybe so. It doesn't change. I agree with both of you guys. It doesn't change the movie. I actually really enjoy the movie a lot. But the other thing that we're not looking at, too, is we don't know the conversations that happened between Shia and his dad after that. He's like, dude, listen, I know it might have been rough, but we've had some good nights afterwards, right? Help me out. Throw me a bone. Say something nice about me in some interviews. Like, yeah, you know what? The movie's over. I'll say, and I'm not saying this has happened, but he could say, yeah, it was all bullshit, even if it was true. To try to get his pops a little bit more. Everywhere I go, people are saying, you're a real asshole to your son. You know, can you maybe help me out? Is like,
Hey, look at that bus. It reminds me of the one you threw me in.
Right, 100%. And so he's just like, help me out. The movie's over. You know, can you say that? Tell me that's the true. Yeah, it's fine. It's doing okay in rental. You know,
okay, rental. All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Did you even see Honey Boy? If so, what did you think of the movie? And does this revelation actually change the way you see the movie itself? Maybe it changes the way you see Shia LaBeouf a little bit, but does it change the way you see the movie? Maybe yes, maybe no. Whatever you think, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, True Classic. This brand new sponsor has the absolute best fitting t-shirts that a man can buy. Finding the right t-shirt with a little bit of a dad bod is incredibly frustrating. Most t-shirts are either way too tight on your gut or look way too big and boxy. You're not in high school anymore and it's time to upgrade. True Classic has already helped over 2 million men finally get a better fit at an affordable price. And the John Campea Show viewers and listeners get access to the best deal they offer. For a limited time only, get 25% off using the code CAMPEA at trueclassic.com. Look, you and I both know that almost all of men's t-shirts are designed to look good on skinny models with six-packs. But let's be honest, that's not most of us. True Classic tees taper off towards the bottom, but they fit tighter around the chest and shoulders. It's time to highlight your best attributes with a t-shirt that you can always confidently throw on. Like most of you guys, ever since college, I've always struggled to find proper fitting t-shirts that are comfortable. Well, True Classic, from the moment I put on the shirt they sent me, solves it. And True Classic doesn't just stop at tees. From polos and workout shirts with the same flattering fit. Upgrade your wardrobe with True Classic. Get 25% off at trueclassic.com with the promo code CAMPEA. Free shipping included on purchases over $100. 100% risk-free guarantee with a 30-day refund policy. Stay classy with True Classic. Your dad bod will thank you.